big thing at the moment is Neighbours coming into a line in the UK with Australia. So on January the 4th, for the very first time, what's shown in Australia will be shown on the same day in the UK. And that's very exciting. It's going to make a world of difference. And sometimes people see stuff by accident. You know, it's like when I watch football matches in Australia. I watch like Liverpool plays. It's on at 3 o'clock in the morning, so I'll tape it and watch it at 9 o'clock or 10 o'clock. But if I get up and turn my phone on and accidentally open Twitter or something, there's always someone who's ruined it for me. So, I've got to be a bit careful. Jackie and I met many, many years ago, back in the early 1980s, and we struck a rapport then that was really strong. So when of course I found out she was playing Susan Kennedy when I started the show, I was over the moon. I couldn't have asked for it. And we've just always gone on. We think the same, we laugh at the same things. We help each other, we make suggestions to each other. We don't have any ego about that. So it's almost a perfect working relationship. It's been one of the great pleasures of my life. In answer to the last question first, yes, we will be seeing Ben again, which is terrific. He's a marvellous young actor, and Felix, and it's great for the Kennedy House to have him around. So yes, we will be seeing him again. The Fire was incredible to work on, but it was there were two completely different strains to it. I was involved in everything outside of the school, so I was there doing all the night shoots, and then all the other guys had to go and do their stuff in the studio during the day. So really we had no concept of what it was going to be like until it was all cut together. But it turned out to be one of the best stories we've ever had, and certainly that showed in the ratings as well. We won't be seeing Libby at the moment. There's no plans to see Libby. She's very busy doing other things at the moment. Yeah, well, the thing is that she is the wonderful Carla, and it's a dream to work with her. I mean, of course, I had a lovely sort of scene when I first see her in the garage, and it's a bit kind of like, whoa, what are you doing here? Why would you want to come back? After everything that happened. But then everyone becomes very supportive of her. But the story, I think you have seen it already. But what Paul does to her is amazing, and it's really pushed the boundary. I love that story. Yeah, well, actually, the one I've just done as the last thing of the year is incredibly powerful. I know people are going to be blown away by it. It's very, very emotional. So it's a great story, and simultaneously I've also been working on two stories that are going to be such fun for the audience as well for Karl, because he runs into a woman who becomes quite deft at manipulating him, and once again Susan has to roll her eyes a bit about that. So that's a great story as well. And then we're going to move on to a story where a blast from the Kennedy past turns up and ruffles a few feathers. Heaps. I knew nothing about the disease at all, the problem, but excellent medical research by the writers, and so it was really well explained as to what stages had to be followed. So the story was absolutely made perfect sense in terms of its order. Yeah, no, it was a terrific story actually. Now Amber, of course, as we were just seeing, Amber's in a difficult position to actually agonise about whether or not to apply for a job that would take if she got it in Brisbane. Yeah. Well, the writing department are really inventive, and they come up with lots of fabulous things. As long as it's got good comedic value, I'm happy. So, I mean, I can't really even imagine what Karl could do next. That's why they're writers and I'm an actor. Oh, the bar, yes, but we're not seeing much of that, and I think that's a really good area they could explore a bit more. I like the idea of Karl sort of being a wannabe hipster. It's kind of cool. Well, you do actually. There's a scene which we shot just the other day where Karl gets to sing one of his classic Right Prescription songs, but this time he actually has someone accompanying him or singing with him, so it's kind of nice little twist. Oh, so many. I often mention there was a young Brett Stark, Andrew Bibby, who played Brett Stark, was such a fine young actor. And that character was very close to the Kennedys. pretty much any of the Fish family, the Rebeccas, you know, Tad, Jonathan Dutton, who's recently been directing episodes of Neighbours. Of course, that's what he's sort of moved on to do. I always loved the Joe Mangel character. You know, Joe's terrific. I think Mark Little's a very, very funny actor. Yeah, he's a terrific performer, a very funny man. But there's so many characters. You know, you sort of think, oh, it'd be great to have them back. I think we have a really nice mix now on Neighbours with characters that do return, and they generally pick the right one. You know, because they know which characters the public love. Of course, a lot of it's got to do with availability of actors too. So just so many actors who are not available. I mean, obviously, you have to have Jesse Spencer back would be exceptional, but you know, he's far too busy doing Chicago Fire. Well, Billy's a big wish list. His contracts to Chicago Fire and earlier to House kind of preclude him from doing it, I think. You know, he's very, very busy in the United States. Mal, we often see Mal, and I wouldn't be surprised if he came back. I have been able to do a lot of different things while still working on Neighbours, and I like doing small side projects that aren't going to interfere with my Neighbours work. So, you know, short films. I've done a couple of short films recently, and projects like that, things that you can do over a span of maybe a week or whatever. Not so much, maybe moving into other projects, but I'm always on the lookout for something interesting to do. Yeah, well, that particular one was really interesting because that's kind of an ongoing storyline where Toddy was actually shot and the bullet was remained next to his spine. So, that's not an uncommon thing to happen to people that have. It's not common to be shot, but it's not uncommon to have foreign bodies close to your spine that they can't operate on. And so that's why this story for him having the surgery is really fascinating, because you know it's got double jeopardy. You know, there's two things going on there. It makes it really tricky. But the medical research stuff has been very good from the writers. I learn things, you know, but not enough to be a doctor. Oh yeah, they're not too bad. I always joke that angioblastic T-cell lymphoma was the hardest one, but there are some. The CDH one, actually, the very first time I had to talk about CDH in a scene, I had to have a couple of retakes on that. It's so exciting. You know, we've got young Jimmy's come onto the show just recently, Darcy, and he's a marvellous young actor. And I'm just dying to do some scenes with him. In fact, I asked the producer the other day to try and make sure that I get to work with him. Young Lily's just come onto the show as well, and Payne Piper. So there's just all the time there's beautiful new people come onto the show. They're so talented, and we all learn from each other. So it's that's one of the things that makes Neighbours so refreshing, is this turnover we have in the cast. It's not just, it is like a huge extended family, you know. Oh, that's interesting. Yeah. I'm trying to think. I can't really sort of think. We had Dennis D'Amato's in the show at the moment, and I think he's a very valuable character. That's a good one to rotate through. And young Maine Wyatt will be taking a temporary leave of absence too. We're not, and I'm hoping he comes back too, because he's marvellous. I don't know. It's interesting. There's so many people you work with, and you sort of think, man, you're fantastic. You know, Toddy Goldsmith was one actress that was fantastic on the show. I'd be lovely to see her back again. And it's an interesting thought, that I'll have to go back and think about some storylines where some guests have been through. We really love working together. We have periods where we get to do more work. Obviously, when he was being completely conned by the cancer doctor, that was a terrific time for us to be doing work together, because he was so vulnerable. I like it when they go head to head, toe to toe as well. And it's definitely like keep pushing for more scenes together, but you know, there's only so much you can cram in there.
Neighbours returns on the 4th of January.